Good morning, Riley County Grade School. Let's take a minute to review our dress code. I'm just going to go over the basics today and give you a little background to go with it. What the law says about dress codes. The dress code should be approved by our Board of Education, and ours is. Um, Courts will support dress codes when they're reasonable and if they are based on the health and safety and order of a school, and they will not support them if they're based on style, taste, and fashion. Um, Another thing that courts look at is that the appearance of not following basic decency may be regulated. So anything that is inappropriate can be regulated by our dress code. So with that, clothing that may be prohibited is clothing that is vulgar. It mocks others based on race, gender, religion, color, and national origin. So as a faculty, what I want to see is that we are modeling what our students should follow. So what we do, I believe our students will follow. So basically, dress nice. No jeans except on Fridays, and only with your faculty shirt. So no shirt, no jeans. So here's an overview of our dress code, which you can find on page 30 of our student handbook. USD 378 will endeavor to work with parents to ensure that students come to school each day in clean, neat, and appropriate attire, and that school attire shall be based on common sense and good taste by both students and parents. Rules and regulations regarding appropriate dress are established by building principals. The district reserves the right to regulate the dress and/or grooming of any student that is deemed to be a distraction to the learning process, is of questionable decency, is offensive to the normal decorum of the school community, and or creates a health or safety hazard. The administration has full responsibility and authority to enforce the dress code regulations. What not to wear. So here are some things that we're looking out for. Halter tops, too much skin showing here on the shoulder. Sports bras, again, on the shoulders, chest, and midriff. And tank tops. Way too much going on here with the arms, too much skin showing, and around the neck. Other things not to wear. Half shirts. You can see a midriff is exposed, and we can't have this. It's too much of a distraction for some students. And mesh shirts. You can see that if you look closely, you can see his skin underneath the shirt. We also have shirts with ripped side seams. This one has ripped seams on the side and on the front and back. Way too much possibility of skin shown there as well. Muscle shirts. In this photograph, we have too much skin showing on the shoulders and around the neck. Excessively tattered jeans. And this is an interesting picture because of the fact that I'm pretty sure that I've seen some jeans that look like this being worn at school. So I would like to see jeans that have no holes in them, but I know that that is not totally the fashion these days. But this is way too excessive. Extremely sagging pants. Here's 3 examples, and each one gives you an idea of what decency would regulate. Spandex and compression shorts worn alone without other shorts over them. I know that the spandex pants are pretty popular now, and that'll also be something that I think the Board of Education will have to take up this summer. Skirts, skirts, and shorts no shorter than 4 inches above the kneecap. I know that athletic shorts are pretty popular right now, and a lot of times those will come somewhere up in this region right here. You can see that this is a good, probably good 4 to 5 inches above the knee, and I think that that's pretty acceptable. Although we've got some holes in the leg, so that this wouldn't go. Um, with this skirt here, you have 4 inches or maybe a little bit more above the knee, but this is still pretty appropriate. The neckline's no more than 3 inches below the base of the neck, so I would think the base of the neck is where your the neck meets kind of the collarbone area. This is a little hot. This could be more or less than 3 inches, but that's okay. This is a pretty decent shirt that I think people can wear. Shirts with drug and or alcohol theme and with objectionable language, innuendos, and or graphics are inappropriate. This one is talking about I popped a Molly and I'm sweating. This is talking about Molly is a reference to MDMA, which is another, is basically called ecstasy. This shirt is made by a company called Seedless Clothing, and this is their symbol. Seedless Clothing has pockets where you can hide certain substances, and I think this shirt here pretty much speaks for itself. What not to wear: clothing associated with gangs, sagging baggy pants, bandanas. Shoes must be worn at all times in the school as well. What not to wear: no hats inside and no chains on the belts or the pockets. The future of the dress code. How we can make it better. Well, I think we can make it better just by using common sense. What I'd like to see is a proactive approach, not a reactive approach. Unlike what we're doing right now, to tell students what I would like to see them wearing versus to tell them after they've already worn it, no, this is not okay. So this kind of gives you, I think, hopefully a better idea of what we should be wearing at school versus what we should not be wearing at school.